Sunday the 29th, I believe, of June. Haven Lake's another little body of water up here in Mason County. It's actually maybe 200 yards from Wooten. They're kind of across the street from each other. Haven't fished this in 15 years if it's been a day, so we're going to come out here and see what we can do. I'm going to start trolling probably a little spinner here with a little bit of weight. Water temperature is 65 degrees. It's supposed to get fairly warm today. There's a couple little deep pools in this lake that are, 20, 30 feet deep, so there ought to be some place for the fish to hide and find some cool water. Let's see if we can find them.
Morning, folks. Mike and I are out here at Haven Lake out in Mason County. It's a 69-acre lake. Water temp is currently 66.5 degrees. So marking fish on the sonar in 26 feet of water, and it looks like they're hanging between 10 and 15. So on the left side of the kayak, I'm going to use a downrigger with a Trout Tricks minnow, and on the right side of the kayak, I'm going to use a Max Wedding Ring Kokanee Pro spinner. We'll report back once we find something.
I'm going to let that out a little bit. I just switched the rod and that fish hit. He had been following it, obviously. Oh, wow. That's what I'm running, is that little wedding ring right there. He's probably 10 inches maybe, and we'll get him back in the water.
So I made my first adjustment. I've been marking the fish deep, and I had this 1 ounce of lead, and on it I have a fish flasher and a Max Wedding Ring, and I put it back to, I started at 20 feet like I was hooking up yesterday. The water temp is similar and the lakes are fairly close together, and so I just made that adjustment. But seeing everything deep, I went down to 113 feet with the 1 ounce of lead and hooked right up. The downrigger I moved to 16 feet, and we'll see what that does there. So I've been seeing deeper marks, and so I dropped the downrigger right to about 19 feet and hooked up, and probably within 2 or 3 minutes of making that adjustment. Again, just paying attention to sonar, paying attention to water conditions, water temp, and what you're seeing will allow you to make those adjustments to catch a lot of fish.
He's on there, let's see. Just not even net him. 13 feet on the downrigger. He's not very big, but there. So I got a double going. So I got a double on both rods here. Obviously the dumbass, that's what a double means. That one went off right there. So this will be fish 7 that I've landed, and I bet I've had another 6 to 8 takedowns. Down for about 2 minutes. You saw that I was just letting down on the downrigger and hooked up, and I told you, paying attention to the details. So I got taken down at 50 that last go around when I was letting out, so I just left it at 50. I've had 4 hits on that,
since I made that adjustment, and now I just hooked up. So this is fish 10. Wasn't even down a minute.
There he is, not very big.
So that's a double I just hooked up after releasing that last one I just caught, releasing that trout, and then takedown as I was releasing that trout. So this is my third double, and this is fish 13. Oh, double. Got a double. Fourth double. Okay, so this is the fourth double, and as long as I don't screw this up too bad, we'll actually land it 2 at the boat. They had 2 doubles where I got it right up to the left side of the kayak and lost that one. Wow, this thing's a dink. Oh, you know what that is? A landlocked that is a coho salmon, and so they do have coho salmon in this lake. The trolling speed. Oh, that's a double again. That's my 5th double. And he's still on. Oh, and that's a coho as well. So that is a coho salmon. Beautiful fish. I was telling Mike, he is 3 for 3 for picking lakes. Mike's picked Phillips Lake, Wooten Lake, and now Haven Lake, and the fishing is just off the hook. Oh. So you just saw that I was letting out. This is fish, I believe it's going to be 24. So hooked up again, I just had one before that. So this is fish 29 for me. Trout tricks minnow, 20 feet on the downrigger. Now, what I give you a little pro tip, never disassemble your downrigger on a kayak over water, because I dropped a critical piece down the pedal well and it doesn't float. And so I am just making this work for today, but it's really hard with 2 rods. So what I'll probably do is get rid of the trail rod and use the downrigger, because it now takes like 3 hands to get the downrigger down when I lost that washer. Is that what you're saying?
No, I said you went down to 1 rod. You said you went down to 2 rods.
Oh, I'll tell you what, this lake is friggin'...
Fish aren't bad either, huh?
No, they're nice.
We're wrapping it up for the day. We've been out about 3 hours. Lake temp was 67 degrees. Pete put plus 30 on to the boat, and I think I got 10 or 11. He was fishing 2 rods. He was fishing a downrigger rod, and he was fishing a lead weighted setup. So we were catching fish between about 6 and 20 feet. I finally went in and put my downrigger up. Once I went to the downrigger, I started consistently catching fish right about 15 feet. So I didn't go up or down much. I didn't change anything. I kept running that Kokanee Pro pink and silver behind a Sierra Sidewinder from Catch America. And that was what I fished all day, and it's been productive. We've only been on the water 3 hours, and I think total we've got 33, 34, plus 10, 44 fish. Released everything back in the water. Didn't kill any fish today. And Haven Lake did not disappoint. Like I said, I haven't been here in about 15 years, but it's loaded with trout, and they're willing to bite if you've got the right tackle and you put it in the right place. Pete was running a lot of Trout Tricks minnows and stuff like that, so the soft plastics are one of his go-to baits. I just happened to hit on that spinner and just never changed it, but I have some minnows rigged up in here as well. So come on out to Haven Lake if you want to catch some trout. It is right next to Lake Wootton. I mean, if you go to the end of the lake and across the road, you're in Lake Wootton. So Mason County's loaded with good lakes for fishing, and we're going to try and hit most of them if we can.